So welcome to the IEEEXtreme 16.0 information sessions, and thank you all for joining. So my name is Chao Wei. I am the IEEEXtreme 16.0 Victorian Section Lead Ambassador. And IEEE Memb Student Branch run this event in collaboration with IEEE Deakin Student Branch, IEEE Monash Student Branch, and IEEE Auckland Student Branch from New Zealand North Section. So before we talk about the competitions, I'll briefly go through what is IEEE and what are the benefits of being a member of IEEE. Then we'll go through the information about the competitions and the extreme series events that we plan to run before the competition. So what is IEEE? So IEEE stands for Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers and is the world's largest technical professional organization. So to become an IEEE student member, the membership fee costs $27 per year. And if you use the following link and join now, you will receive 50% discount. So what are the benefits of being a IEEE member? So essentially, you're joining a community of 420,000 professionals around the world, and you get to participate in IEEE events such as the extreme competition. And you will have access to many awards through the IEEE Awards program. You will also have opportunities to apply for a wide range of funds, scholarship, and travel grants. So that's it. That's the brief introduction to IEEE, and now we will talk about the competition. So IEEEXtreme 16.0 is a 24-hour global online programming competition, and is hosted simultaneously around the world. So it is open to all undergraduate and graduate students with an active IEEE student membership. So last year we had around 13,000 participants from 62 different countries. So here are the important dates. So the registration is now open and it will close on 15th of October, 2022. So the competition is on 22nd of October, 2022, and it will start midnight UTC time, which is 11 o'clock in Melbourne and 1 o'clock in Auckland. So the format of the competition is 24 hours, and it supports more than 25 programming languages. So it will have 1 or 2 questions added every hour. So there will be in total around 25 problems. And there is no penalty for number of submissions done and the time taken for each problem. So what this means is you won't get penalized if you submit too many times, or the time taken to solve a problem has nothing to do with your score. And for each problems, there are 30 points awarded for correctness, and 70 extra points can be awarded depending on the problem's difficulty. So what this means is, for example, you solve the problems and you pass all the test cases, then you will receive 30 points. But say if it's an easy problems and 95% of the team solve the problems, then you will not likely, you'll probably receive very little extra marks. But say if you solve a problem and only 1% of the team have solved, then you will receive a lot of extra points. So the eligibilities. So in order to participate in the competitions, you must be an IEEE student member, and you will need to be a current undergrad or a postgrad student. And please note that there is no registration fee. So all you need is to become a IEEE member. So here are the rules for the competitions. So student members are formed teams and participate in the competitions. So a team can be 1 to 3 student members. So you can participate by yourself, but we do encourage you to form up teams with fellow students. So one of the important rules is only at most 2 graduate students are allowed per team. So for example, if you're a team of 3, then at least one of the member must be undergraduate students. And teams must be comprised of members from the same universities. So you can only team up with student members from the same university. So if you need help with finding team members, feel free to contact your student branch. And in the email, tell us a bit about yourself, whether you're postgrad or undergrad, and what's your preferred languages and your programming experience, so that we can try our best to find you a most suitable team member. So here are the prices for IEEEXtreme 16.0. So if you get the first place, the IEEE will cover a trip to any conference of your choice anywhere in the world. And the second place will have $400 for each member. Third will have 300 for each member. Fourth to 10th, you will have you'll receive Extreme merchandise bundle, special software gift, and Extreme hoodies. And if you're top 100 teams, then you will receive Extreme merchandise bundle and special software gifts for each member. So in Victorian sections, we also have special gifts for top coders. So before the competitions in October, student branch we have planned a Extreme series events to help you prepare for the competitions. So before the competitions, the first events will be next week, and will be a algorithm discussion sessions where we will walk through some past Extreme competition problems, and we will also introduce some useful techniques for competitions. And there will also be hackathon preparation sessions where the Deakin student branch will talk about their events and their hackathon on 12th of September. So there will be a second algorithm discussion session on 20th of September. This will be another algorithm discussion session, and we will talk about useful techniques such as greedy algorithms and dynamic programming. At the end of September, we will have a mini competitions. So there will be prizes prepared for the top coders. And about 1 or 2 weeks before the competitions, we will have another mini competitions. So these competitions will be 2-hour long and will be set up in the very similar format as the IEEE competitions. And both the mini competition will have prizes for top coders. So now I will have Camilo from Deakin to talk about their hackathon events on 12th of September and what sort of contents will be covered in the first workshop.
Sure. Thank you, Shawi. So I'm gonna give a quick overview of our upcoming robot fighting hackathon event. This is sort of a small competition to get you all in a competitive mood for IEEEXtreme. And it's going to be hosted here in Deakin University, but this is also in collaboration with Melbourne Uni and Monash. And everyone, students from all universities are very much encouraged to join. So this is a sumo road fighting event. So what is sumo road fighting? Well, essentially up to robots fighting in a ring that is delimited by some form of line, like you can see here in the picture. And the goal is to push your opponent outside of the boundary of the arena without going out yourself. So in this event, you're not building your own robots, or you're not going to have participants build their own robots. Instead, you're coding the fighting algorithm that controls a robot that is standardized. So everyone competes with the same robot, and the difference is on what intelligence you put on it, if you will. So this is the robot that you'll be programming. It's called Spartacus, and it has been designed specifically for this event. So it's a little puck-style robot driven by tracks. It has this internal system that can raise or lower its drivetrain, which means that at random times the robot activates or deactivates, making you vulnerable to attacks. So that's a bit of another degree of complexity that you have to deal with, but come up with strategies to deal with that. Yeah, so what is the game's IO? If you what's this? Let it play. If you imagine on the day, we'll have some form of a computer running the game, and then two teams competing against each other, each on their own computer. And the information that you have access to is the position and orientation of both robots in the arena, and whether or not your robot and the other robot are activated or deactivated, right? This is what you know, and what you have to decide is where your robot goes in the arena. You give it a target position to go to, and the robot can navigate there autonomously, but you have to decide where this point is. And then there's also a special move, so kind of a little boost. If you tell your robot to boost forward, it can go fast 30 centimeters forward. This is a form of attack to push your opponent out of the arena. But it also puts you in danger of going out of the arena. So that's the game, and the schedule for the day is a morning tea, a welcome speech where we'll explain more about how you interact with the simulation environment and the real robots, what you're expected to write exactly. Then we have the first programming session, and during the day you'll be working in teams of up to 3 students on a simulator, primarily on a simulator of the game. But you'll have, during each programming session, you have an opportunity to come up to the real robot and test on the real robot. Then there's a lunch break, and lunch will be provided for all ticket holders, followed by a second programming session. And then at the end of the day, we have the robot fights between the different teams and some team presentations after that. So just each team is supposed to give a little summary of what their strategy was, and some award ceremony afterwards. Yeah, so if you're interested in joining, please sign up today using this QR code. We have some tickets on Eventbrite, and the first 30 tickets are free. Afterwards, it'll be like 10 each. And yeah, you get a few things. Hello. You get a few things for the ticket, like the lunch, tea, refreshments, and of course the opportunity to participate in a cool event, and $300 in prizes. So there's a cash prize for the first, second, and third place. The first place is $200. Yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, now is a good time to ask. Okay, so I think I'll pass it back to Chawi.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Camilo. Yeah. So that's the Extreme Series events we're planning to do before the competitions. And so, Memb student branch also looking for volunteers, and we're also looking for volunteers for Extreme Series events and for the on the day of extreme competitions. So if you're interested, let us know by sending us an email and let us know you're interested volunteering with us. So our contact detail will be here. And so feel free to contact your student branch or your lead section lead ambassador regarding any issues or questions about the competitions or Extreme Series events. And the recording of this information session can be found on IEEE Unimeld YouTube channel. And here I've included a link to some past extreme problems for your own practices. So that's it for the presentations, and I'm happy to take any questions. Okay, if there's no questions, then thank you all for joining. And I hope to see you in the Extreme series events.